Hey everyone, welcome to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Marcia Parker.
I'm Jaime and Fuego.
I'm Andrew Mercer.
I'm Tom McGinty.
I'm Chris Fernandez.
That's right, guys. We've got a couple of new gentlemen here, and they're here for a very specific reason. They have created a brand new tabletop horror-themed board game, or dice game, however you want to call it, because it's a little bit of both. They're going to tell us about the game, they're going to tell us how to play the game in a sort of rough overview setting, and then we are actually going to sit down and play the game as the Horror Show with them, watching over our shoulders, making sure we both play the game right and don't damage their lovely prototype. With that, I'm going to pass it over to the gentlemen to go ahead and tell us all about what this game is.
This game is Dicenstein. You're one of many mad scientists that have uncovered the formula of Dr. Frankenstein to reanimate life. Except you're not going to make the world a better place for other people. You're trying to make a better place for you. You've discovered the location of a monster graveyard, and you think you can improve on the original monster by using monsters to make a monster. So, you're in a mad dash to go get the body parts to construct your monster army made of monsters and try to take over the world. I'll pass it over to my associate.
All right. So we've already actually set the board game up, and I'm going to explain how we did that. We have tokens for each of the different monster types. We just threw them in a bag, shuffled them up, and assigned them to different spots in the graveyard. And we took 3 dice and put them on those actual spots. This does 2 things for us. It sets the graveyard up, as well as gives us what our points are for our game. So different monsters can be worth different points depending on the game you play. And this time, the 4 monsters that are worth the most points are the Unicorn, the Gillman, the Giant Mantis, and the Mummy. You can, anytime you go back to your lab, you can turn in any 4 of those parts. Doesn't matter what the mixture is. It could be 4 of one of each, however you want, and that gives you 5 victory points on your turn. The next set is the Invisible Man, the Clown, and the Robot, and those are worth 3 victory points for 3 parts. Next is the Vampire and the Gargoyle. Those are 2 parts for 1 point, and then the monsters nobody really cares about are the Plant Man, the Swarmling, and the Werewolf this game. On top of the setup, beyond what we're trying to do for points here, everybody in the game is going to get 3 of these cards. This is your secret monster army. So I pass 3 of them out randomly. No one knows what you have except for you. You choose one of them that you do not want and throw it back to the box. And these are the 2 monsters during the game I'm going to be trying to collect for my own secret army. So when the game's over, after all the points are scored, the game's done, for each one of these dice I have in my laboratory, I get extra victory points. So just because you're the person that got the most points that ends the game doesn't mean you're going to be the winner. So now that we've done the initial setup, it's time to figure out how the actual monsters work. On our board, we have a default monster. This is just kind of your Igor, your henchman that gets to run out during the first couple turns of the game and get some parts to get you going. He doesn't stay very long in your service. He actually rapidly dies over 3 turns. Faster if you decide to fight. And he has some base stats. So on the dice, currently this is the original prototype. So it doesn't look quite the same. We originally used numbers and letters. On the final version, we have symbols mixed with numbers, so it'll be a little more distinguished. All right, so our initial monster, our head stat, we have a 0. So we're going to set our head rerolls to 0. And then we have a B as well, so we're adding 1 to the body. Next, we're going to move to our body, which has a number 4, so we add 4 more to our body, making it a 5. And then an M and an S. An M is movement, so we add 1 to our movement. And an S is scavenge, so we add 1 to our scavenge. Next we have our arms, which we have a 1 for the attack, so we move our attack to 1. And another S, we add 1 more to our scavenge. And then finally we have our feet, which have 2 numbers. The first number is your movement, so we add 1 more to the movement. And then 1 more to the scavenge, which is the second number. And then a B as well, so we add 1 more to the body. So the overall stats are 0 for the rerolls, 6 for the health, 1 for the attack, 2 for the movement, and 3 for the scavenge. On your turn, you do 2 things. If you start in your laboratory, you can turn in dice. So if you've already collected dice, you'll be able to turn in one of these sets. You only get 1 turn in per turn if you're in your lab. From your lab, you get whatever your movement is. In this case, our default movement's 2. So I'd go onto the board for 1, and then I can make a second movement. So I'd kind of want to decide what dice I want to get for what's up here, as well as what my secret army is. So say I end up here. I'm going to make my 2 movement. I'm going to take all the dice in that spot, throw them in the bag, give them a quick shuffle, and then pull out whatever my scavenge is. So my scavenge is 3. I'll get 3 dice. They just go off to the side right here. I pulled out 2 merman or 2 gillman and a werewolf. Everything else just gets put back in that same spot. Then to be the next player, we'd go around like that for 3 turns. At that point, like I said, your original henchman is just gonna decide to come back to you. When he comes off the board, all the dice you collected, I'm just going to grab a few here to give it a little bit more flair. Take all the 9 dice you've collected, give them a good shuffle, and roll them. And now here, this is where your real decision will start coming into play. You have to decide what different parts you want to make your monster out of. It's a little easier to tell what part is what depending on where the numbers and letters are. So on the top, across the top is the head, on the left-hand side is the body, across the bottom is the feet, and on the right-hand side is the arms. So what I like to do is I like to separate them what I have, my different parts, and then I'm going to go ahead and choose one of each. So I only rolled 1 legs, so I'm going to take the vampire legs. Then I'm going to go ahead and take the unicorn head. Then I'm going to go ahead and take the mantis body and the werewolf's arms. So this gives me my first real monster of the game, and I'd reset my stats just as before. So this time, my head stat's a 2, so I set that to a 2. Has an A on it, so I get 1 to my attack. Then I have an 8 for my body, with another A, so another attack, plus a M for movement. My arms is attack as well, so my attack goes up to a 6 because the werewolf was a 4. And then my legs are 2/2, so I add 2 more to each of these. So currently, this monster stat is I have a reroll of 2, a health of 8, an attack of 6, a movement of 3, and a scavenge of 2. One thing about the monsters, though, the reason you're making monsters out of other monsters is there's really nothing going on there. Each of these monsters have a special power, so you want different dice for each of the monsters. So all the monsters, whatever you have, as long as you have 1 die, they get that special power. It's like the unicorn gives me charge. So on my turn, when I make attacks, I get to hit you first without you attacking back. It's like I'm running and impaling you. If I kill you, you don't get to hit me back. The mantis, they have a non-central nervous system. So when they die, if my monster dies out on the board, I can choose to keep them out there for 1 more round. There's no more detriment to me because you can't kill me, I'm already dead, but I can still cause terror to you and dig more dice up. The werewolf, during monster creation, it gives him 1 more attack. So my attack for this guy actually goes up to a 7. And then the vampire, this is our trickiest in the game. What this does is it allows mind control. So at the beginning of your turn, if you are orthogonally in a line from somebody, you can try to mind control them. It's going to be an attack roll using your head stat versus their head stat. If you succeed, you'll go ahead and get 1 full turn with that monster to either soften them up, bring them closer to you, or cause more combats to happen. We'll get to that later, though. After that, I'd go out back to the field. I just keep collecting dice at the end of my turn, digging up. Every time I come across another monster, we'd fight, rolling whatever our attack stat is in our attack dice. And we both get a roll, unless, like I said, you have something like the unicorn that lets you attack first. And you're doing this and coming back to your lab to turn in parts. Every time you kill another monster, you get 4 additional victory points as well. The game ends when 1 player hits 20 victory points. At that point, say I'm the person that does it, every other player is going to get 1 full turn to either to try to pick up more dice, go back to their lab, turn parts in, maybe kill another monster on the board, get as many points as they can, get their secret army card dice, and then the game's over. At that point, we go and count what victory points we already have, adding on our secret cards, and counting up those dice, and then determine who the best mad scientist is.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. Then just a couple quick questions. The game is set up for how many players?
Currently, it's 2 to 4. In our Kickstarter, we are going to have a 5 to 8 player expansion.
Okay, that's cool. And what is the plan? If you want to go over it real quick, what is your guys' goal with the game, and what are your plans on how to roll it out to everyone?
We are doing Kickstarter through a company called Peterson Entertainment, or Peterson Games.
Peterson Games.
And that's Sandy Peterson. That's his company. We've both been fans of his for a long time, and we showed them our game. They loved it. They've helped us develop it. They've helped us get it out there, and they're going to be running a Kickstarter for us.
Awesome. And do you know exactly when that's going to be, or is it a TBD kind of thing?
TBD, look for it in this fall.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd assume maybe Halloween time kind of seems fitting.
Okay, excellent. Well, I think that just about does it for our instructions. Are you guys ready to get into this and give it a try?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thanks very much for bringing it in and explaining it to us. We are going to switch positions here, but first, let me just say thanks for watching the instructions, you guys. Stay tuned for the actual gameplay video, but for now, remember, I've been Cecil Laird.
I'm Marcia Parker.
I've been humming Fuego. Andrew Mercer here.
Tom again.
And
Sorry.
Chris Fernandez.
They're new, it's okay. They'll catch on. We'll have them back again. But thanks again, guys, and remember, stay scared.